Dads, today I'm giving you the tips and the tools that I use to build my life. So you're going to want to stay tuned. You're going to want to watch this video. You're going to want to stay till the end because I'm going to give you a special offer to work with me. I'm coming up on my 40th birthday. I'm going to give away the biggest discount in my coaching program that I've ever given away. So if you stay till the end, you will get that information. Here's the deal. As dads, we often tell ourselves, or we say, if I only knew where I needed to start, or if I knew a plan, then I would do it. And the truth is, men, it doesn't work like that. I've given away free books. I've given away free PDFs. I've given away a 21-day workout plan, meal plan, faith plan, digging into the Bible. And guess what? Dads, men, still don't do it. But today I'm going to tell you how I start with my coaching clients and why it's so critically important. I'm going to give that away to you for free. Now, I hop on here all the time and I talk about deep stuff. Why? Because men are going through some deep stuff. And I want to bring light to it in the fact that, guys, I know you're struggling. I know you're fucking in pain. I know that you're feeling the things that I'm posting about. Because I feel them too. As a dad, as a man, as a husband, I feel them on a constant basis. Some days it's fucking up and down and all around. Some days it's just, right? And in today's world, as the provider, as a dad, as a husband, a lot of times our families aren't asking how we're doing. Hey, dad, are you doing okay? Hey, dad, why are you so angry? Hey, dad, is there anything that I can do to help? Does that sound like you or your family? And it's not that your family doesn't care about you. Of course they care about you. But they just know that God called you to be their father, to be their spouse, and he made you with broad fucking shoulders. But as a dad, as a husband, as a business owner, sometimes I wish that people would just be like, hey, what's going on? Hey, do you need a break? And my wife and my kids are really good about this. But sometimes it gets to the point where I just lose my shit. And I'm telling you guys, that's okay. But today, I told you I'd give you the tips and the tools that I give and I use with my clients. And the first thing I'm going to tell you, you're probably going to balk at because you see some influencers saying it and you've probably heard it before. But that first tip is you need to get brutally honest with yourself and start telling the truth. I remember the first time that I heard this message, I was like, I don't lie. That's what I told myself. I was like, I do not lie. And once my coach broke this down to me, he's like, yeah, you do. Everybody lies. We as men are all liars. And I've adopted that belief that we're all liars. And how we become not liars and how we start lying less is we get really brutally, bluntly, painfully real, down to the truth, down to the facts. Guys, this is one of the fundamental things that's turned my life around. And if you don't get this and you don't start here, it doesn't matter what you do from that point on. You can read all the books, you can watch the podcasts, you can fucking do all these stupid fucking things. But if you don't get this one thing, it does not matter. I talk to men almost every day that struggle. Hey, my wife's leaving me. Hey, my wife won't sleep with me. Hey, my wife divorced me and took my kids. I don't know what to do. And it pisses me off because the majority of these men blame everybody else besides themselves. If they would only understand that it starts and ends with them, maybe they could have saved their family. There's absolutely a reason why 70% of women are the ones filing for divorce, men. It's because you need to wake the fuck up. You need to tell the truth about you and your shortcomings and your bad habits and the shit that you don't want to talk about. It doesn't make you less of a man. It makes you more of a man to be able to handle your stuff. And I hope that that statement pains you a little bit because I know it did for me. It's hard for us to accept that we're the problem, but we're also the solution. Guys, you can change the way everything is in your life right now. There are so many things that you control, but yet you focus on all the bullshit that you can't control. It's possible. I've seen men turn their lives around, turn their marriages around, turn their bodies around. But if you cannot tell the truth, then keep doing the same shit over and over. Keep blaming everybody else around you. Keep listening to the podcast thinking it's going to catapult you to change. Keep playing the fucking lottery, man. But if you can't get this, guys, it does not matter. So that's tip number 1. Tell the truth. Get real with the facts. Sit down, grab a fucking notebook and start writing. Whatever comes out, you'd be surprised. And if you're really being honest, you might end up bawling like a motherfucking baby as a man, depending on where you are in life. Tip number 2. This is the first thing that anybody I work with does in my program. And it piggybacks off tip number 1. The next thing that I want you to do is for the next 7 days, after you have your little come to Jesus meeting with yourself and you start telling the truth, I want you to do a daily log. I want you to write down everything. I want you to write down what you're eating. I want you to write down what you're thinking. I want you to write down what you're doing at work. I want you to write down your exercises. I want you to write down if you're arguing with your wife or if you guys are sleeping together. I want you to write down everything for 7 days. And with that, it's real easy to see the guys that stop after day 2. They're writing down everything and then it just gets less vague. But I will tell you, writing this down for 7 days is really eye-opening. It provides you clarity, which we spoke about on a different vlog. It's going to give you the next tip that you're going to do after that. So tip number 1 is get brutally honest with yourself, get real in the facts, and start telling the fucking truth. Tip number 2, and this is more of a tool, but you're going to write a 7-day log. What time did you get up? How much did you weigh? What did you eat for breakfast? Did you and your wife sleep together? Did you work out? Were you pissed at your boss? Did you yell at your kids? Everything in there, as much as you can put for 7 days. You need to make it your job like nothing else. Because until you do this, real with the facts, writing all of this stuff down for a week, then maybe then you can start to gain the clarity that you so desperately seek in order to find confidence, in order to find your power, in order to fix your marriage, in order to fix your body. It's so eye-opening. And for the guys that actually follow my program and that actually do this, at the end of the 7 days, we do a call and we go over it. And we look for groups of things happening. What occurred this day? You were really stressed. You're pissed off. Well, guess what? You ended up arguing with your wife. Guess what you didn't do? You didn't work out. And then this day, guys, the men that I've worked with, their minds are blown after those 7 days. And they tell me that alone is worth the program because I would have never done this myself. And I would have never put these pieces together. And then from that point, we build a plan. And the next tool that I'm going to give you, and this will be the last tool I give you guys, do you understand? There's no other coach doing this. There's no other coach providing this stuff that I do in my program 100% completely free. All it takes is your time to watch this video and then go do it. I don't see anybody else on social doing this type of stuff. They're going to give you little snippets and little tidbits, and they're going to say, oh, you can change your life for the next 12 weeks if you just contact me and hop on a call. I don't work that way. I did for a time. So number 1, let's recap. We have tell the truth, be brutally honest. Number 2, you're going to write every damn thing that you do down in a journal or somehow for 7 days. Tip/tool number 3, same thing. You're going to grab that notebook that you just wrote the 7 days for. You're going to look over it and you're going to draw a line right down the middle. And on the left side, you're going to write not working. And on the right side, you're going to write working. This stuff is so simple, yet so many of you aren't going to employ it. Then you're going to look at the past 7 days and you're going to take things that you see, habits that you see that you aren't good, things that you're doing that you are not working for you. Let me give an example. Paul, what does that mean? Well, let me tell you this. Let's say your marriage is struggling. This is a big one. Let's say your marriage is struggling. Let's say you haven't slept with your wife in a couple months and you've now resorted to watching porn. You're going to put that in the not working category. Why is that not working? Because that's not helping you sleep with your wife. That's not helping you repair your marriage. That's not helping you keep your kids from not seeing them for 50% of the time. How's that sound? You put that in the not working category. Maybe you're the same guy, you're having problems with your marriage, but your fitness is on point. Okay, put the fitness in the working category. Do you see how this works, guys? And you do that till you can't do this anymore. And then from there, you have clarity. And from the clarity comes power, comes confidence. I teach this to dads all the time. You cannot achieve clarity without conflict. I'll say it again. You cannot achieve clarity without conflict. We see it all the time. All these guys, iron sharpens iron, post after real, iron. Yes, the Bible says that. Yes, iron does sharpen iron. But the point that they leave out is in order to sharpen iron, you need friction. You need conflict. You need pressure. You guys can have the life you want if you decide to tell the truth and you don't run from conflict. You choose to step into it. You choose to address it and act accordingly. You take accountability, which we talked about yesterday. And then you go to the not working category that I just told you to write down and you go, okay, I don't like this. What do I have to do to stop watching porn in order to sleep with my wife? You ever asked her, does your wife know that you're watching porn? Because if she does, I'm sure she'd probably be pretty pissed. Have you guys had healthy conflict to bring resolution to your marriage? This is deep stuff, guys. And the tools and the tips are simple, but I guarantee that these work. I've seen it time and time and time again. I literally was coaching somebody yesterday about the same thing. Look, it's okay. This is a little bit of conflict and you're going to get clarity from it. And then from clarity, you can build a plan. Then from clarity, you have a direction to go. The conflict is your compass. It's not your chains. Ooh, damn, that's good. Conflict is your compass. It's not the chains holding you back. And too many times, guys, we think that the things that we don't want to talk about are going to be the things that are going to destroy us. And the most powerful man in the room is the one that's willing to tell the truth and expose it all. So guys, I promised you, if you've made it this far, I've given you practical tools and tips without asking for $1 to go change your fucking life. But if you're someone who needs coaching, who maybe you're a little skeptical like I was when I got in and hired my first coach, I'm taking that all off the table for you right now. In 1 week, I turned the big 40 years old. 1 week, I'll be 40 years old. So this is what I'm going to do. The week of May 29th, I'm going to launch what I call Warpath. And this is going to be a radical life transformation journey with other men in my group on my platform for 12 weeks. Okay. I shit on 12 weeks earlier, but keep listening. That Warpath is 12 weeks long. But what I'm offering you right now is 40% off my year program or 40% off my lifetime program. I've never done this before. So both tiers, you get the same thing. One, you pay once and you never pay again, and you have access to the platform for life. You have access to the weekly coaching calls for life. You have access to the archive of coaching calls for life. One-time fee, 40% off. Same thing, a year program, 40% off. But after that year's up, you're going to have to decide. Do you want the lifetime access or do you want to pay for another year? 40% off both of those. I'm going to drop a link in the description so that you guys can join. And when you join, we will give you 40% off. But the week of May 29th, we start this Warpath. Because as men, we need to go to war. We need to battle in order to save everything that we love. So guys, employ these tools. If you want more, I've given you 40% off my 1 year is bananas. And after 2 years of coaching for real, coach, I've decided I'm no longer working with guys for less than a year because things happen, things goes up and down. I'm just doing a year more. That's basically what I'm doing. So if you're interested, I'll drop the link. Until then, guys, you know this daily.